So we're on the third episode of A2K. Don't really have a lot written out here because it felt rushed to me a little bit. But this time around we have something like, I think it's like four or five trainees, and then two actually rejected trainees, which I'm surprised about. But the first one, and they're all from LA. But you have the first one here, and it's kind of like this kind of a blonde girl. Her name is KG Crown. She's 15. She's in a band with her brothers, and apparently she's been involved with that for 6 years and actually leading it as well. But something that's interesting that she said is that apparently she heard voices when she was a kid that told her to pursue this kind of stuff. So that was kind of funny. But anyways, let's actually get to the merit of her actual talent. And so she sings and obviously plays an instrument. And to me, it's like, I feel like she has an interesting voice. And what I noticed is that she uses it like an instrument as well. Now, when JYP came to talk about it, he said that she had a strong voice and she was confident, but he said something about her talking and singing being too different. And how I relate that is that she wants sincerity from his K-pop idols. And this is something that I also am interested in as part of my thesis of just looking for people who have qualities which are apparent in their physiognomy, apparent in the way they talk and carry themselves. Just subtle things that you can kind of just feel it out. You don't necessarily put it into words, but you just feel out certain things about people, and you can tell that they have a certain quality about them. And so he's saying that basically the issue with her, but despite having a really good voice, her talking and singing is too different. And I kind of feel like that kind of relates to what I said about her using her voice like an instrument, because she is kind of like singing in particular ways in order to like give it a certain effect or feeling, or maybe even a style. There's a style to the way she sings that may not necessarily be her kind of personal voice, like her honest personal voice. Maybe she's picked up mimicking particular people or certain aspects of people and putting it all together, but maybe it's not her actual voice. But anyways, that's KG Crown. I think her look is good, and I feel like, other than like she's not a real blonde, I don't think. So in K-pop they changed their hair color a lot, and I really like blondes, and so hopefully blonde is something that she sticks with. But she can go light blue or purple or pink or whatever. But I'm not sure if they ever do her in the dark hair. I'm not sure if that'll work for her. But anyways, we'll go to the next one. This is Misha Salkin. I feel like she has a nice look. She's got like this tiny kind of body, and then like she's got like this large stature in her neck and head. And I feel like she has a decent, unique look. I don't know how they're going to change it when she actually gets down to it, but there's something about her that seems very familiar. I'll talk about it a little bit more later, but in terms of her singing, her voice is interesting. But for my feeling was that when she was singing, she wasn't really reaching the ceiling in terms of her singing ability, which means that she was holding back a bit. And I don't know what that was about, but in terms of JYP's criticism, he asked her who taught her to sing first, and then he said that she sings with her own voice, but he's worried about some kind of theatricality. And I kind of get what he's saying with that, is that she's kind of like maybe restrained behind the facade of some type. And there are times when it breaks down a bit, and then you can see the real her. In this respect, I don't know if any of you have ever seen Girls Planet, but she kind of reminds me of Shen Xiaoting. And during the course of the show, you can see that Shen Xiaoting was kind of like, she had this facade in front of her, but every now and then behind the scenes you would see her just talking to the girls regularly, especially Urina, who she liked, and you would see her real smile. Whereas in front of the camera, there'd kind of be this kind of pageant smile. And so maybe that's what the thing is about her. But like, I noticed that she's not reaching the ceiling of her voice. She's not trying to break past the limits or something. And there seems to be some kind of carefulness there. And that's like something that's independent of that. I don't know. But he does say that she likes the way she sings with her own voice. But he's just worried about the theatricality, which is just something in between there. And so, yeah, I feel like, yeah, when it breaks down a bit, like you can see her smiling when she's getting complimented. There's a real part of her that's kind of like sincere, and you want to see that more. Like, you don't want her to be held back at all. You just want to see the full version of her with no restraint and anything like that. And so, and in terms of her singing as well, I want to see her reach the limit. Like, you think about Kim Barra on she was on Girls Planet, and then she's also on Queendom Puzzle, I think. And she sings, and she's willing to like go up against her limit without breaking the limit, as in like her voice cracking or something. She knows her limits, and she sings very high up there. And so I just want to see this girl really like try for that. But anyways, I feel like she's pretty good though. But the next one is Yuna Gonzalez. And I think Yuna Gonzalez, she's like, I think she's 16 or 17. She might be 17, just slightly very close to the limit of the age that they were auditioning for when she went into auditions. And I feel like she has the best look. To me, even though she's like kind of nervous here, I feel like she's center material. Like, there's something about her, and you notice it the most at a side angle. At this quarter angle, maybe not as much. And straight on, I don't know. You don't actually get to see her perfectly straight on. But I feel like definitely from the side, like, I think we saw her in a preview or something. Let's see. Is she... Like here, she is center material. When she's just kind of like in her own space and just being herself. But when she's here and nervous, you don't really feel the same energy. Which means that it's just about if she can be kind of herself and be confident, then I think she could be very strong center material. And what we find out about her is that she is actually leading a K-pop dance group that she started herself when she was a kid or something. And so it's kind of funny that she's kind of like, she is kind of shy and nervous. But I can understand she's meeting an idol that she's probably like looked up to for a long time here with J.Y. Park. I think I might have to check off a bingo card actually. I think there's a bingo card square that I'll have to check off for intimidating idol or something. But anyways, she does a dance, and when it gets to it, so yeah, here's her as a kid. She does her dance, and I felt like she had good lines, but what she could use was some kind of it's kind of like a snap to the dance, kind of synchronizing with the song more, and like having the move snap at certain points of the song. But other than that, she's very expressive, and I guess you learn that she didn't have that much time to actually learn the song. So for short notice, she's actually doing very well. Actually, I feel that's even more impressive because what does she have, like a day or hours or something? Like, she didn't know at the time. She kind of just came last minute. But yeah, when she's dancing, she obviously has very good lines, and you can see it. Now, JYP also mentioned her having good lines, and he said even though it's not accurate, she actually knows how to dance. And so I don't know what that means in terms of like what he's saying. I think he just means that intuitively she's comfortable with her dancing. So after her, and I feel like I really like her. She would be one of my tops. So every episode I kind of choose one person who's like at the top for me. And the first episode it was Lexus. The second episode I'm kind of blanking on the name right now, but there were two people actually, including one of the youngest contestants. And in this episode, I feel like Yuna is one of the top ones. Moving forward, we actually have some rejects. I think they're rejects. Camille's 14. Noelle is 14. I think they're rejects. Maybe not. Maybe they got put through. I gotta check the last frame. I'll check that later. But for now, I think these are rejects. And I was kind of surprised to see him kind of rejecting them, but he was giving them constructive knowledge information as well. So let's move on. This is Gina. Now Gina, she has like this really good look. It's very marketable, I feel like. I wanted to see some more sincerity in expression, such as like there's a blankness to certain people, like a deer in the headlights look that some people have, and I feel like she's kind of like that. right now. But apparently she was in JYP for 8 months, and they actually scouted her, so she was really experienced, and they actually showed previews from like her music videos. So apparently she like wrote her own songs and did music videos. Uh, I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if I have it here in the clips. Here. So apparently she did her own stuff. Even here, it's kind of like, even though she's kind of like got that stoic look, which is very easy to do. Like the stoic look is probably the easiest thing to do. It's just kind of keeping your face kind of like model-esque and straight. But you want to see them like doing way more expressions during the dance. But anyways, when she was actually singing, I thought it was okay. It could have been better in terms of her immersing herself in the song. So basically the same thing that I was kind of worried about with the kind of the look that she has. She has kind of a blank look to her. I don't know what it is, but in terms of JYP's criticism of her, he says she has power, pitch, and accuracy, and he was kind of just praising her. And I don't know I don't know if he's being totally sincere because she's a JYP trainee. Because I would have liked him to say, "Oh, why aren't you like kind of immersing yourself a little bit more?" But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm looking for something that not everyone would necessarily have. But he was closing his eyes while she was singing as well, so I don't know. Like it's kind of like he wasn't really looking for that. I don't know. That's my take on it. In terms of her dancing, though, I thought her dancing was good, and you can actually see more of her in the dancing than the singing, in my opinion. Like I see more of a natural version of her in her expressions and the way she is in this dancing than I do when she's singing. And I don't know why the reasoning is behind that, but that for that reason alone, you could kind of overlook what she did or didn't do in the singing. And because obviously, if you're an idol, you're going to be singing and dancing, so it's not going to be the same thing. Obviously, it overrides it, and so with that respect, I can give it a pass. And even JYP, he says he approves, and she looks like she took on her training well, and he was proud of her for what she did. So, yeah, those are the last. How many was that? That was 4 more trainees, 2 possibly rejected trainees. Let's go and look at the previews because this is the end of the auditions, actually. So they do this montage, and then they show the girls. And there should be a scene of them all on the chairs. I have a cold, by the way, if you can't tell. So excuse me if I'm sniffling or if I'm stuffed. Oh, that went too fast. Okay, so over here we can see that from the top left to the bottom right. So we can account for the first 3 girls, the next 4 girls, and the next 4 girls. So literally, these auditions just showed us who was accepted, and that's it. So the rejected girls were not accepted. Now, I think they're gonna form a group of 4 from what I've read. And also something to mention for comments I made last week. They were talking about how some people, you know how I was worried about the ages being from 12 to 16. Apparently these auditions actually happened a long time ago. I'm not sure how long, but it seems to be a year at least. And so JYP is looking to debut a group between 13 and 17. And I think that a few more months are going to pass by as well after the conclusion of the show. So it could be 14 to 18, which is a little bit more respectable, I think. But it could just be 13 to 17 still. Because I don't think that much time has gone by. But anyways, it looks like, yeah, it is. All the people are accounted for. The first 3, the next 4, and the next 4, they're all right there. And there's no more surprises, I guess. But I feel like 4 people, a group of 4, you could make a strong group of 4, but I feel like there's some people you just wouldn't want to let go. Or something else could happen. Something wild could happen. Which is, I don't know if you guys are aware, most of you probably are, about a group called like 2 p.m. and 2 a.m. or something, and they actually had two groups formed from from the group, right? Now, in looking at this, I know that what is her name? Let me just get her name. Savannah Collins. I think she's the only one who rapped so far. And so if I were to guess that they need a rapper no matter what, it might be Savannah Collins. Now, that's just assuming that the only one who rapped so far should be main rapper. But in these groups, if it's only a group of four, one rapper is enough. But if you're going to make two groups, or if you're going to make a bigger group, like a group of 6 or 8 or 9 or whatever, then you need two rappers. And there are some people, I think, who only danced, but you didn't get to see them sing. And I don't know if they're gonna become singers or if they can become rappers, right? So, who only danced? I think that Yuna, who I said was center material. I think she's only danced. We didn't get to see her sing. Maybe she could be another rapper as well. So, even though only one of them rapped, I feel like she's probably a shoo-in, just because there's something about her. There's something about that one. Savannah Collins. I think she's the top second from the left, possibly. Unless I'm seeing this wrong. Either the second from the left or the fourth from the left. The faces are kind of blurry from here, so I can't tell. And they're sitting down, so I can't tell from the body types. But anyways, I guess that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Let me know why in the comment box down below. I kind of winged this one. Normally I have this stuff kind of better written out. But I just have a few notes here, and I just wanted to get out. Because I can't sit around to kind of like set up the notes in a little more detailed way, because Neezy project is starting in a few hours, and so I have to be prepared for that. I can't sit down and take care. I can't write down this script and get it out. So I'm just reading from notes here, kind of winging it. For Neezy project season 2, it still remains to be seen if it's going to have 2 episodes a week like A2K. But if you're not watching Neezy Project Season 2, consider giving it a chance. I think there's going to be subtitles. It starts soon, and on YouTube it's going to be available. I don't know if they're going to keep the episodes up, but as far as I know, they might not be subtitled. So if you don't know Japanese, you might be out of luck. Now, I have a Japanese friend I can watch it with, so I can get those details. But yeah. If you're interested in a boy group being formed under JYP, that's something that even I haven't seen before. I've only ever seen him build girl groups. One with 16, the other with Neezy Project Season 1. So Neezy Project Season 2, I've never seen this. And apparently there are other groups probably formed this way under JYP. Like, I'm not sure if like that happened. I don't know the name of the show that it might have happened under. But I wasn't there for that, so this is the first time I'm seeing it. So I guess that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Did I already say that? I can't remember if I said my eggs or not. But if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.